Much for being with us. People are obviously incredibly worried about bills, but also worried about the supply holding out. Is there a real threat of rationing and blackouts this winter, do you think?
I think there's a real threat of rationing, particularly for industrial and commercial users. Less so for households, but I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't see some voluntary measures being requested of households, particularly if we have low wind conditions this winter.
What sort of things do you mean?
So we could say, as we've seen in other countries actually, requests being made from the authorities to move consumption from one time to another, so possibly cooking dinner later or earlier to avoid using appliances like washing machines during the peak hours, to maybe turn the heating off for a couple of hours, just only have the lights on in the rooms that you're in, these types of things.
And in terms of what's been announced today from Boris Johnson, obviously he isn't in a position to promise or guarantee anything, but trying to push ahead with even one nuclear plant, is that going to secure the UK's energy supply?
It's not, and Sizewell C in particular won't, because it's going to take something like 14 years to build, and in that time we'll only have one of the existing fleet left, because they're all getting older and retiring.
How many do you need?
Well, we need more than we have at the moment. So we probably need to be building maybe 8 or 9 new reactors. But we need to choose technologies that can be delivered faster. And the Sizewell C type technology really isn't it.
And in terms of sort of wind as a supplier, that is cheaper, potentially, it's certainly faster, isn't it?
Well, no, not really. You might be able to build the turbines faster, but the problem we're having is when it's not windy. And we can have periods of low wind that go on for several weeks. Throughout July and August this year, we've had that experience. And actually on 3 occasions, National Grid has warned that we were close to running out of electricity. And that's in the summer when demand is a lot lower. If we had similar weather conditions in the winter, then we'd really struggle. And it doesn't matter how many turbines you build. If there isn't any actual wind, then it won't help.
When you look ahead now, and you say that you think rationing might happen, is that because that's what others are saying to you?
It is, and I've been hearing this from my clients since March, in fact, that they expect to see rationing this winter within their businesses. The idea that that might extend to the domestic market is more recent, but still I think quite real.
What about emergency, places like hospitals? I mean, those, there are many sort of parts of the country's economy that absolutely need power.
So hospitals should have their own backup generation, and they really should have been testing those through the summer to make sure that they can work if needed in the winter.
OK, Catherine, we will leave it there. Catherine Porter, thank you very much indeed.